Right. What day is it?
20th of December.
Right, 20th of December. It's now 12:42. One of the things I said to Stephen this morning regarding time, I have no concept of time and no concept of dates. No interest. It's more important what you do with the time, or the time within a day, rather than focusing on what time it actually is. That's how I function as a person. It's getting things done. This morning, see what you have to do, if you're honest, when you come in here. See, this is Stephen's last day until January the 5th. It's his third time in here. He's got 25 weeks to go until he hits that positive destination. But what he's going to do is, he came in this morning, and I watched him and I left him. And he's not had a ticking off. I just had a word in his ear about an hour ago and said to him, look, from now on, I ain't going to come to you. You have to take ownership. You have to shut that door and come in and say, I'm here. This is what we've done the last week. What am I doing this week? And the reason you've got to do that is because the activity that I've got to do in 133 hours, you see, I'm awake for 133 hours a week.
Yeah.
That's my waking state, average time-wise in 7 days. Now, if I've done 133 hours since the last time I seen you, how many things have I done?
About 133,000.
So when I see you coming in and I say, oh, rewind the movie, I'll go back to emails, I'll go back to his blog, what was he done? So I'm trying to be proactive where you're sitting saying, Stevie, good morning, milk, innit, just in your coffee, yeah. Sitting down, 2 hours discuss last week's agenda, this week's agenda, and then we start to get busy. Yeah. Because then time will go like that. Well, you'll then come into me and say, time went quicker today, time distortion, which we're not going to go into about the day. However, there we've just done power words, because one of the things that he wants to improve on is communication. He also wants to improve his posture, because it's what I said with your alignment of your body when we stood against the wall. There's about that difference between when your hands stand beside you, but it's also when you talk for there and you talk for there instead of for there. Yeah. Now, I've seen people work with people in academies before to do power words, where they've got very squeaky voices, and then by the time they finish the 4 weeks, they're like opera singers, they're screaming and it's coming for their lungs. And that's all we're doing, because gradually what we've done is we've taken baby steps. Stephen wants his confidence built up. He also wants to be outside his comfort zone, and he wants to improve his communication. Now, the things that we're going to have to do, why we want to take on fitness training, is to improve your breathing. That's why I want to take you fitness. I don't want to take you fitness training to take you beyond what you're capable of doing. It's a bit about going beyond your limitations, but it's also about taking you where we can get you to go in depth in how you breathe. Because if you notice when you're doing your power words, the reason that everything's not coming out is because you're not using your airwaves right. And that's what we're going to do. So after Christmas and New Year, he'll be back in here. Then we go to work. Then we go to work on posture, always aiming towards the end of the movie. So what's closure to you? What is it you want? Which we know what he wants. It's an accountancy module within college. But we've got many tasks to do before that. So today's the start of the communication role. So you have to tap in and listen to him, because things are going to start to change very rapidly come the end of June, January and February. One being how he sits, how he talks, how he breathes, how he communicates. And also, he says that he was nervous when he goes into a room and talks to people. I sent him in this morning to 26 grown men that he's never met before in his life. And he went in and he sat in the room for what, about an hour?
Yeah, about that.
Sat there in an hour and I said to him, are you nervous? And he says, no. Because I wasn't asked to say anything. That's why we introduced the power words, where you said, well, you're going to say something new, but you're going to shout it. Because the next time, do you think you'll be nervous?
No.
I know you won't. And we just keep on building and keep on building and keep on building. So 25 weeks, alright?
Yeah.
Do you know what 225 means?
That's how many... Is that like if I was to spend 5 minutes on power language?
No.
Every week? No.
It's, you're getting near to it. How many? So he's got to start thinking like me, and he will think like me, because 225 hours plus 4 is 229.
Yeah.
It's 229 hours you've got left with me. 25 weeks. Yeah. Multiplied by hours in a day. Multiplied with your remainder that we've got today is 229. Then we'll break it, divide it into minutes, and then we'll break it into seconds, and then we'll put a millennium clock right there. Yeah. Which will be a ticking clock, and over here we'll start to put tables. And then the tables will be the different categories. You're one for communication, you're one for posture, you're one for today's agenda, you're one for tomorrow's agenda. You'll be one for I'm amazing, and what amazing looks like when you open that door, you'll see yourself looking amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.